Hello everyone, I'm Greg Solomon. The subject of this video clip is PayPal accounts. Specifically, the PayPal donation buttons that some members of this YouTube community are putting on their YouTube home pages as a way of procuring and accepting quote-unquote donations from fellow members of the community. You know, regardless of the type of community or the set of circumstances or the venue, regardless of that, there's always a certain sector of individuals, a certain group of individuals who will enter that community or enter that set of circumstances with the forethought in their mind of, what's in this for me? How can I make some money? How can I make some profit out of this situation? There's always a group of individuals who look at any situation like that. And that's what I see with these individuals who are putting PayPal donation buttons up on their YouTube home pages. Well, you know, I've touched on this before, and I have had people respond to me by saying, well, you know, Greg, the people who are putting up original content out here on the YouTube community should in fact be compensated for that content. You see, anyone else who submits original content for public consumption, be they a musician who's recorded a original content CD, or a comedian, or whoever, but anyone who records or submits original content for public consumption should be compensated for that. And the same holds true with this out here in the YouTube community, Greg. If someone is uploading original content, then it just stands to reason that that individual should be compensated for that original content. And they try to draw a comparison that way. And how I respond to that is, I say that you're comparing apples with oranges. You see, because essentially everyone out here on this community with a video camera who videotapes themselves talking or doing whatever, everyone with a video camera who submits something is essentially submitting original content. This video clip that I'm doing now is original content for all practical intents and purposes. Unless someone is uploading a video of let's say a Tom Petty concert, or Neil Young, or some other musician, or a stand-up routine from some comedian, barring that, basically, though, the majority of people out here with video cameras who are videotaping themselves or their friends or whatever are basically uploading original content. So where does that line of reasoning stop? I mean, what criteria do you use to decide whose original content is deserving of money and whose isn't? Should we all have PayPal buttons on the corners of our YouTube pages so people can donate money to us? You see, I believe that is the type of mindset that is sullying this community and that will sully this community. This is a community of video bloggers. If you fancy yourself to be a comedian, if you think you're a funny guy, if you think you can make people laugh, and you want to be paid for it, and you want to do comedy full time, well, I have a piece of advice for you. I would advise you, and in fact I would encourage you, to find out where the nearest comedy club or comedy castle is to your house. You can look it up on the internet. There's usually a comedy club or a comedy castle in most major cities, and then some not so major cities. There might be one in your hometown. You wouldn't have to travel at all, but Find out where the nearest comedy club or comedy castle is, and if it's not in your town, if you have to go a couple 100 miles to get there, well, so be it. Pack a suitcase and go. Try out there, audition, and see what happens. If you want to do comedy full time, if you want to be paid for it and compensated for it and make a living off of it, well then go for it. Especially you young guys who are in your 20s, footloose and fancy free. Pack a suitcase and go. Try out and find out what happens. You'll never know unless you try. You might end up falling flat on your butt. Or you might end up becoming the next John Belushi. Or perhaps you'll fall somewhere in between. But the thing is, you'll never know unless you try. You see, that way you won't be sitting on a bar stool somewhere 20 years from now wondering how it might have been. But to set up a PayPal donation button out here on the YouTube community is not the way to go. As I pointed out, everybody essentially who is video blogging out here is submitting original content, for lack of a better term. So, if you fancy yourself, as I said, to be a comedian or whatever, go for it. Go out and ply your trade and ply your skill, and see what happens. But putting up a PayPal donation button on your YouTube homepage is just going to serve to sully this community. This is a very unique community and has a very unique potential, I believe. Do you want to know who needs donations? The Muscular Dystrophy Association, for one, needs donations. The March of Dimes, Easter Seals. There's any number of organizations who need donations and who could make very good use of donations. Young, healthy men and women in their 20s or 30s do not need donations. And that, as I said, is the type of thing that is going to sully this community and detract from it and take away from it. The individuals who thought up this YouTube community and followed that dream and actually turned that dream into a reality, those guys deserve to be compensated, and they in fact put this together to make a profit. That's why they did this. They had a very unique idea, and they worked hard at it and caused that idea to become reality. And those guys and girls, whoever they are that put this together, guys and gals, they deserve to be compensated for it. But this is a community of video bloggers. We all shouldn't have PayPal donation buttons on the corner of our pages, nor do I believe that a certain few who think that their original content is more deserving than someone else's original content. It's, as I said, it's a wrong mindset to have out here, a wrong way to go, and it's just something that is going to sully this community and detract from it. And that's my opinion on the PayPal donation button business. Until next time, this is Greg Solomon. Take care.